Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURMADINAH. My ID number H0119013, Class English Education of 2019. And the lecturer, Mr. Adi Isma, SPD, MPD. I will explain the material at the second meeting until the seventh meeting. The second meeting, the origin of ESP. As with most development in human activity, ESP was not a planned and coherent movement, but rather a phenomenon that grew out of a number of convergent trends. These trends have occurred in a variety of ways around the world, but we can identify three main reasons common to the emergence of our ESP. The first, the demands of a brave new world. The end of the Second World War in 1945 heralded an age of enormous and unprecedented expansion in scientific, technical, and economic activity or on an international scale. This expansion created a world indifferent and dominated by two forces, technology and commerce, which in their relentless progress soon generated a demand for an international language. Second, a revolution in linguistics. Traditionally, the aim of a linguistic had been to describe the rules of English usage, that is, the grammar. However, the new study shifts attention away from defining the formal features of language uses to discovering the ways in which language is actually used. Real Communication, Widowson, 1978. The third, focus on the learner. The assumption underlying this approach was that the clear relevance of the English course to their needs will improve the learner's motivation and thereby make learning better and faster. The third meeting, the development of ESP. The first, the concept of spatial language. Register analysis the needs of English back to their needs according to their area of study or work by operating the basic principle of English in a specific register or general English. The second, beyond the sentence, rhetorical or discourse analysis. If in the first phase, ESP had focused on language at the sentence level, but this phase, the development served into the level above the sentence, so ESP become closely involved with the emerging field of discourse or rhetorical analysis. The third, target situation analysis. The aim of this phase is to take the existing knowledge and set it on a more scientific basis by establishing procedures for relating language analysis more closely to learners' reasons for learning. The fourth, skills and strategies. In this part, it's considered not only the language itself but also the thinking process that underlie language use. This part was set up to cope with study situation where the medium of instruction is the mother tongue about student. Need to read a number of special texts which are available only in English. 5. Learning centered approach. Previously, in the origin of ESP, we knew that there were forces that had role in ESP and become its characteristic. There were new ideas about language and new ideas about learning. The fourth meeting, Language description. The first, classical or traditional grammar. The description of English with other language is based on the grammar of the classical language, namely Greek and Latin. This description is based on an analysis of the roles played by each word in the sentence. The second, structural linguistics. Describing terms from syntagmatic language work, the grammar of which carded the main proposition simplified grammatical definition in measuring if there is a larger area is an unexplained language use. The third, transformational generative (TG) grammar. Grammar sees language as a collection of syntagmatic patterns that persist until its 1957 publication in Syntagmatic Grammar by Noam Chomsky. Chomsky states that there are problems that arise from language because language is still being analyzed and described in its isolation from the human myth that produces it. This is a reflection of the pattern of human thought. The fourth, language variation and register analysis. Language is different, but it is the same goal. Different delivery, which is analysis with different variation, concept from different language profit different levels of ESP, types-based and register analysis. 5. Function or national grammar. Functional concern social behavior and reflects the goals of the speaker or writer, while national either reflect the way that is in the human mind. 6. Discourse rhetorical analysis. The context of the sentence is also important to defer the meaning. The meaning in a sentence can be the same but in a different context. In other words, language that has meaning for other purposes. The fifth meeting, theories of learning. The first, behaviorism. Learning is habit formation. Learning is mechanical process of habit formation and result by means of reinforcement of a stimulus response sequence. The second, mental thinking as a government activity. Learning is not just habitual but a learning loop, a process by which individual experience are used without to formulate scientific hypothesis or conjures mental themes. Children as human beings who have their own creativity. The third, cognitive code. Learners as thinking beings. Students will learn when they are actively thinking about what they are learning. The fourth, the affective factor. Learner as emotional beings. Emphasize motivation as an affective factor. Before students can think actively about something, they must want to think about it. Emotional reaction to learning experience are the basic foundation for the institution of cognitive process. The 5. Learning and acquisition. Learning is seen as a conscious process where professionally takes place. Unconsciously, this is a reflection for second language learners, but the process and the ESP course that will be beneficial for both. 6. A model for learning. A learning model will provide a practical resource or reference for ESP teacher and course designer. With learning needs to acquire knowledge is a factor of necessity, but just as is, if not more important, is the need to actually enjoy the process of proficiency. The sixth meeting, needs analysis. The first, what are target needs? Target need is general terms which in practice hides a number of important differences. The target of this need is more concerned with the terms of the target situation of needs, like, and wants. The second, gathering information about target needs. Analysis of the target situation is for material from asking questions about the target situation and attitude toward to the situation of a participant in the learning process. The third, learning needs to find to the lessons. To find out the lessons needs by student, we must first know the learning situation. The learning situation is need for a task that is fun, satisfying, manageable, generative, and so on. The fourth, analyzing learning needs. To analyze learning needs, we can use the checklist similar to that used for target situation analysis. The seventh meeting, approach to course design. The first, language-centered course design, aim to illustrate the direct relationship between the target situation analysis and the content of the ESP course. However, it seems logical and easy, but it does have a few drawbacks. E. Starting from student and their needs. B. Process-oriented language can also be criticized for static and inflexible production. C. One of the interesting features of this model is that it is systematic. D. The language-oriented model does not give guarantee to factors that must necessarily play a role in creating some courses. E. Language-oriented analysis of the target situation data at the surface level. The second, skills-centered course design, format into basic principles, namely A. The basic theoretical hypothesis underscores that some language habits are certain skills and strategies which students use to generative discourse. B. The pragmatic basic is different from the distinction made by Widowson 1981 between the original purpose of the course and the original process of the course. Third, a learning-centered approach. A learning-oriented approach course design is a negotiation process. Course design is a dynamic process. The needs analysis suggests that ESP learning needs English in order to be able to read text in their subject specialization. Okay, that was my explanation. That is all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.